And I'm Jay Trent.
And today we will be talking about, of course, the championship game happened. I don't think we got a chance to talk about the Final Four either. So we'll be talking about that. We've missed most of the big discourse around the Final Four, so it may be good. Um, we will be talking about the WNBA Draft preview, and then there has already been some big off-season moves that have affected one of our hosts. So we will get a chance to talk about that as well. Um, so where where would we like to start?
Um, what are we starting with? Are we
Let's start with UCLA.
yeah.
Final four. Do you want to go backwards or forwards?
We can start with the Final Four then. And we'll end with the title game.
Final four. Let me pull up these scores. Um, the most important thing here is that South Carolina got their leg back against UConn.
Love that.
The number one overall seed took an L, and we're not going to discourse about it because it's already been discoursed enough. Um, Gino really tried his best to overshadow this moment with his whole little debacle. Um, he was wrong. His apology stinked so bad he had to do it 3 times now, and so we move. But South Carolina 62-48. Um, it was the game was close in the beginning, but I think around the third quarter, um, UConn went on a 9-0 run. I think that was one of the first threes AZ hit. Was it her first one? Let me see how many she hit. She hit 2 threes that game, so I think it was maybe the first one she hit actually, um, to get them a 9-0 run, and somehow South Carolina just absorbed it. And it was at that moment that I was like, they're not losing this game, unfortunately, for UConn. Good for me, not good for UConn. Um, but I feel like it was a mostly fun game. Besides the antics, I have not seen. And you know what? I really wanted to victory lap because there was before the Final Four. I did say that since entering the tournament, UConn scoring has went down. This was objectively true. This is specifically about the numbers. They were scoring like 10 points less since entering the tournament. And a UConn fan tried to jump me and be like, "You don't know what you're talking about. Ace is gonna rise to the occasion." And then she played the worst basketball game of her career. Um, and that's really a sad way to go out. And I don't really think it's going to affect her draft stock or anything like that. But it was crazy because why would you try to? This is what we talk about every week. Y'all be writing checks that your faves cannot cash. That lady has not played well all tournament, and you thought she was going to magically find it in the Final Four game, no less. It did not happen. Sarah Strong also looked crazy in that game. She probably should have found out of this game too, but the officiating here was a little rough from the get go. Um,
They
but she got a
really
double double, so
To Sarah Strong's credit, I will say there was a level of you look a little crazy, but you still helping that I don't necessarily know if I seen out of AZ. Like you are our shooter, the best shooter in college basketball, and you won't shoot.
what I think what you're referring to that made that you say to benefit Sarah to make it look like that saying that she was still helping, it's the drives. Because Sarah will put the ball on the floor and like attack the rim. AZ just does not. Also, UConn as a whole is very, I don't want to say perimeter oriented, but they don't attack the paint a lot. Like there is a lot of they take a lot of jumpers. And when the jumpers are falling, that's fine. But they take a lot of them. And that's what leads to the lack of free throw attempts. Like that is not a rarity for a UConn game. It feels pretty common to see them in games where they don't get a lot of free throws because they take a lot of jump shots. Like
which is
and it's like it's one of the things where they say, you know, you don't close out too hard on the jump shooter because you don't want to send them to the line. And UConn is kind of they're a team that does not reap the benefits from that because if you're taking a lot of jumpers, you're not getting fouled. So you're limiting the opportunity for contact. Sarah took 4 free throws in this game and she led the team. So that kind of tells the whole story there.
Which is why I never liked, I don't know, and I feel like this is more like a cope thing that people do when their teams lose. But the first things people would do is complain about foul calls and discrepancies, which, I mean, I understand again, cope. I don't know how you could be a UConn fan and be like, I can't believe we didn't get such a calls. Like when the fourth quarter started and South Carolina got called for like 4 straight calls, I was like, okay, this might get nasty. Yeah, I feel like people watch games and feel like both teams are supposed to shoot the same amount of free throws, and that's just not how things go. Like if I drive more than you, I'm probably going to get fouled more than you. South Carolina, if anything, they don't take enough threes. They are a very in-your-face, smash-mouth team. So it's like, yeah, they are going to shoot a lot of free throws because everyone from Tanaya to Medina to Raven, like everybody is, I'm playing in this paint. So y'all, they're just naturally going to shoot more free throws than you, especially if you're a more jump shot oriented team. To Jermaine's point about when it seemed like things went off the rails, it's funny because I'm pulling up the play-by-play. So AZ hit that 3 with a minute left in the third, and then South Carolina went on a little run. They went up 46-39, and then at one point with 6 minutes and 30 seconds left, Quinones hit 2 free throws, and it was 46-44. UConn scored 4 more points the rest of the game, and South Carolina ended with 62. So UConn got outscored 18-9 in the fourth, and it all started with 6 minutes left in the third, which is crazy because, again, that was a pretty, like, despite what the score says, that was a very close game. And South Carolina really absorbed every blow that UConn gave and just settled in and refused to lose. And I know that sounds like barbershop talk, but it was very, I'm not losing this game.
Also, I want to give a credit to Tanaya because the shot, she did not have her shot going in this game, but because she was putting the ball on the floor and attacking the paint, she was getting fouled and getting to the line, 10 for 10 at the line. Nobody else in the game took more than 4 free throws for either team. So the fact that she went 10 for 10 obviously changes a lot. She only attempted 1 3 in this game. So credit to her for knowing when the shot's not falling and when she needs to get to the paint. I'm sure the game plan was to tilt UConn's perimeter defense and attack them on the interior because South Carolina only took 6 threes as a team in this game. And Agat was the only one that made one because she made 2. So they kind of
biggest 3.
They understood what the plan was from the jump and kind of stuck to it, even when UConn was, still considered to be heavily favored. And usually I say that in order to pull off a quote unquote upset, even though these are 2-1 seeds, that the team has to get more threes up. But what South Carolina did differently was they owned the possession battle in this game. They out rebounded UConn by 15. Medina had 9 boards, Joyce had 8, Tanaya had 11.
Tanaya, like, it's actually kind of poetic, just a tad bit, about how people have been begging for Florida State Tanaya, and she chooses the Final Four game to do so. Um, even though the volume, obviously the shot volume is never going to be the same, but she took her 10 attempts. She took her 10 free throws. She got the rebound. Like, she did a little bit of everything to keep South Carolina in this game, and that's what they needed. So I'm really happy for her specifically, because I think she needed that, and I think people needed to be reminded that, like, she is still a good player. Like, although we'll probably get to the draft talk later, but people have been like jumping her all year, and she went from potentially a number 5 pick to a number 9, which is like not a real jump, guys. But anyway, yeah, I don't know. I was really proud of the fight that South Carolina had, and really their composure, because for their team to be, you got Medina, who's never been here, Tanaya, who's never been here, a guy who's never been here. Those 3 were like a big part of what South Carolina wanted to do, and they all sort of rose to the occasion when it was required. And I think that can be kind of hard to do on this stage when you know the whole world is watching you. And nobody expected you to win either. Literally everybody bet against you. So, I mean, you didn't have anything to lose from the beginning, but they could have walked in and just folded, which maybe we will talk about that in a moment. But in the Final Four, they didn't. So,
well, I guess if we want to talk about people folding, Texas, you are up, baby.
In more ways than one.
Listen,
Jesus,
I really try hard not to be hyperbolic. Being dramatic is fun, but still, Madison Booker played the worst game I've seen in my life. Like, I'm trying really hard to think about worst performances I've seen, and because it wasn't just she was missing shots. When she was just running into people and fouling, and like, she was at a certain point, it got kind of reckless. I was like, oh, this is bad. Like, when she ran into Lauren Betts and they bumped knees because she was trying to get the ball back, I was like, oh, you are out of it. You are not having a good time. And I have praised her poise very much often on this spot, but again, that shit was abysmal. It does not make me think of her any less. Obviously, she's still one of the best players in college, but that shit was insane. I'm also blaming Vic, because I don't know how you let that go on that long and like not say something. I think you want to trust your star player and star players when things go awry, but I don't know how you let it get that bad and not be like, yeah, you got to sit with me for a little bit, like, or just tell her to take some drives to the basket or something. Like, everything was a crazy one dribble put. I mean, not crazy because she does work on those, but it's like after you made your first shot of the game, and I don't think you made another one until like the fourth quarter.
She literally didn't. I actually, just to pause on that moment, ESPN is so, or ABC, whichever one played it, is so petty because I kid you all not, they posted a graphic that said, start the game, she was 1 for 1. And then they were like, since then, she's 0 for 15. Y'all didn't have to write that like that. We can tell that baby not hitting no shots. We can look at the box score and tell she's not hitting no shots. And they kept doing it. Every time she missed a shot, they would just update the graphic. And I'm like, guys, we don't have to keep updating the graphic. Like, I know why y'all are doing this. This is a common practice, but I think we should just stop it on this instance because she's not making shots. Like, none of them. And I think the thing that made me mad, to your point about Vic, is that he waited too late. Like, he tried to sit her in the third quarter. And it's like, brother, well, she was wilding out in that first 5 minutes. You should have said, you come on, sit next to me. I know you don't really have anybody to replace her in the same way that, like, he's put in Brianna Preston for Rory. Mm-hmm. But y'all was going to have to run a new lineup because there's no way she should have been out there like that. Out of control.
Yeah, they're gonna say the fact that like nothing was going for Texas. The defense was the only thing that was kind of keeping them alive. The fact that UCLA turned the ball over 23 times and 14 of those were live ball steals is Texas's only hope was forcing turnovers and getting out in transition. And when they couldn't do that, they really struggled. Like the offense just was not there. The defense was keeping them in it because UCLA was also having trouble scoring on the other end. But down the stretch in the fourth quarter, they just started going to Lauren Betts and they were like, oh, actually, nobody can guard her. So that'll just be our go-to and we'll just win this game.
Like the fact that this game ended 51-44 is insane because I know I texted y'all the other day when I was going through the highlights and stuff. Them niggas had 30 still late in the third. Like they had not touched 30 yet late in the third quarter. I do not remember UCLA scoring 50 points. And it's just, again, not trying to pile on, but if Madison Booker makes like 3 more shots, if she goes 6 for 23, these niggas win. like, oh my goodness gracious. You're 3 for 23. You're 0 for 4 from 3. And I think the thing that's kind of crazy because it normally is good. Like the fact she had no turnovers is great. But to me, that also means she wasn't trying to do nothing else but shoot. Like she was being too aggressive hunting her shot and specifically a jump shot. You should have had at least a couple turnovers in this game trying to make some other plays. Like something. So because at a certain point, all them shots was turnovers at a certain point. So at the fact that, and to Jay's point, like you said, defense was the thing that kept them in this game. So I feel like you get to the second quarter and see the score is still 10-10. You like, maybe I can't afford to sit you a little bit because UCLA can't score anyway. Like we could, if UCLA was getting buckets like that, maybe I could understand. Like, okay, I need my best player in this game because we have to keep up with them scoring wise. But UCLA could not hit. Also, UCLA played a very terrible game as well. The fact that they won because Texas also played one of the worst games ever. Like when Kenny Brooks was talking about that game setting back basketball. He should have been referring to this. This was a crazy game to watch. And I mean, it was funny, but it was very like, yeah, this is very bad, derogatory. Everyone looked nasty. Gabrielle Hawkins has 6 turnovers. Charlize Ledger-Walker had 4. Kiki Rice had 4. Dugalich had 3. Yana Neepkins had 4. Lauren had 1. It's like they were trying to throw the worst passes ever to Lauren early in the game. Like, she's the tallest person in college, damn near. Where are you throwing that ball to? Why are you throwing that over there? Just throw it to her hand, please. So, yeah, UCLA really, UCLA deserves all the credit in the world because, of course, they won, but they definitely escaped because Texas is on some even bigger bullshit than imaginable. And sometimes that's how it works because they was not on bullshit in that championship game. So
I do think it's funny.
My bad.
No, I was just gonna say I do think it's funny that like Lauren Betts and Kyla Oaker was like basically y'all lost. Like they were really going band for band with each other, and everybody else was like clown car. Like I don't know what y'all doing. We hooping. Y'all need to figure that out. Y'all need to figure that out and quickly. But I do think that was really funny because like why are y'all the only two with respectable shooting percentages?
Listen, I have never seen, and usually when I say y'all lost, not me, it's usually for niggas that have 40 or more. Kyle Oaker had 11 points, and that is a y'all lost, not me, because that 11 felt like 40. She was 11 points.
11 feels like 40 when nobody else could score in double digits.
The team had 44. She scored 25% of the points. That shit felt like 40. Yeah. She put up 25% of the points in 27 minutes. She had 6 offensive rebounds, only 1 turnover.
And shot 50%. Like she did everything you could ask. Because she also taken the toughest matchup out there.
Literally, her and Lauren was really just like you go on in, I go on the other end. You go on in, I go on the other end. And in defending, it was wild. And that's why I'm like, Vic, you really couldn't come up with just like a semblance of something else. Just let somebody else shoot a shot. Somebody not named Madison Booker just needs to just take a shot. Can we do that?
Imagine someone telling you there was someone who scored 11 points and there was someone who took 23 shots and being like the person who scored 11 had more points than the person who took 23 shots.
Yeah, just
that. Madison Booker was not. Kyla Oaker scored more points than her. Rory Harmon scored more points than her. Jordan Lee scored more points than her. Justice Carlton scored more points than her. Like she was not even a top 4 leading scorer on the team, and she took twice or triple or even quadruple some of the shots than her teammates. That is very nasty.
And a lot of those names won't be playing next year. So,
well, we will get to that.
Oh, can't wait till that comes up. Because if that was me, I might have been my last straw. Can't hold you. Right. Man, listen, no, wait. We go to championship game after this. But when she tried to do the reverse layup
on Lauren
over Lauren Betts, when they the fact that they still had a chance to win when she played the worst game imaginable, and instead of slowing the ball down, trying to get a good shot, she goes full head of steam to the basket and tries to get a reverse layup over the best defender in college basketball. I'm hitting the portal when we get in the locker room. Because, again, basketball is typically not won or lost by one person. Everyone could have done something different. But, nigga, this is your fault.
I'm also blaming Vic because
that's also
you seen that lady play like that. You seen her playing like that. I think the thing that blew me even more is because I'm pretty sure Justice Carlton got them kind of back into the game. And then that's when Madison took that shot. Vic, call a timeout. Call a timeout. Call a timeout. You see her up. You see her about to go take this shot, and she ain't hit that shot all game. Let's maybe all take a break for a second. Let's call a timeout so we can draw something up. So maybe we can get the hot hand a shot. Maybe, just maybe, possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, what a disaster class. Unfortunately. Sorry to that lady. Again, she's still one of the best players in college. I'm sure she'll have an amazing senior year. But sometimes we look crazy.
This computer because it's hot.
As far as the championship game, South Carolina also looked crazy. That was just their day to look crazy. It was not necessarily close, but it wasn't really out of reach probably until about the third quarter. The only player who really seemed like they showed up to play for South Carolina is Tessa. And it's just one of those things where it's like South Carolina picked their absolute worst day to have played bad basketball. And it sucks because had the UCLA that showed up against Texas showed up against South Carolina, South Carolina is absolutely capitalizing off of that. Like, absolutely. But UCLA cleaned it all up. And the rest is history.
It
was once they were running plays and Lauren Betts was taking layups over Joyce, I was like, yeah, it's not enough.
This actually felt like a Styles make fights game to me. Like when the game started, like because people were asking, they were saying, "Oh, well, we saw what UCLA looked like against Texas." I said, UCLA is not losing this game, and the reason I felt that way is because the same way that South Carolina was able to pull that game off against UConn by just playing their game, I knew that their game would not work against UCLA. Like South Carolina's offense, and this isn't really a negative, this is more just an observation. That's a post-centric team. They put the ball on the floor, they get to the basket, they try to draw contact, try to get fouled, get to the line. It is difficult to do that against the best rim protector in the country. And that was why I felt like going into this game, it would be very difficult for South Carolina to win. Because this just felt like the perfect matchup for them, like in a negative way. But that was kind of my thought going into it. And once Gianna Neepkins and Gabriella Jaquez hit a couple threes, I was like, okay, now this is really over. Because the only way for the game to be close is if UCLA is not making shots. But once it got to the point where, because I knew South Carolina would not be able to get their game off. Tessa was making her jumpers coming off flare screens, pin downs, whatever. And even she only took 2 threes. She was like, it's just not that type of game. When it probably needed to be for them to have a shot. So it was just the perfect matchup for their offense and their style of play to be taken advantage of.
I also think to that point of like, you can't have this is actually like a lot of credit to UCLA. We're really to Lauren Betts, because I mean, we've been saying Lauren Betts is the best big in the country, and I feel like people didn't really understand what that meant, because we've seen Medina play well, we've seen Joyce play well, we've seen Sarah Strong play well, we've seen all the other bigs play well, and and because we saw Lauren Betts play bad that one time against Reagan Beers, I think people thought that that lady was not a good basketball player. Um, but Lauren Betts proved that she was the best big in the country. And when you have the best big in the country going up against Medina, who Medina has played well this year, but she's also very new to basketball, and she's also um she's like very nervous. Like, it's not even just in the UCLA game. In pretty much all the games leading up to this, she's played very nervous. They've had to like calm her down. They've had to sit her down. And this is not a matchup where you can afford to sit down your biggest player. Like, girl, at minimum, we needed you to be up there, to be a wall, to be big, to force Lauren into taking more difficult shots, or making her have to think just a tad more. And when Medina couldn't do that immediately, I knew it was going to be a long night. And it was really funny because before that game, me and one of my friends were talking on the phone about it. And he was like, well, why aren't people talking about Medina? And I'm like, he was like, because Medina's 6'6". Like, I feel like she should be able to go up against her. And I'm like, that's not the same. I know she has the size, but they are different. Lauren Betts is different. Like, she's different. And Lauren Betts being better than every big on South Carolina and UCLA hitting shots is bad news. It's bad news. And South Carolina is not, and because of that, South Carolina is not able to box out in the same way they were boxing out UConn. Gabriella Jaquez, there were literally so many times but South Carolina will have maybe 3 or 4 people boxing out, and Gabriella Jaquez just comes out of nowhere and grabs the award. Like, just pure effort, pure, no, we do need another possession out of this, and so we're going to get one. And it was rough. It was really rough to watch. Like, trying to watch Joyce is what, 6'3"? While trying to watch Joyce defend Lauren Betts, like, they tried to do the fronting thing, they threw it over. They tried to do the back thing. Lauren Betts said, I can go over my shoulder. It was very hard to watch. It was very hard to watch. And I was like, this is really, like, there's levels. There's levels to being the best big in the country. Like, I hate that Lauren had to prove that against South Carolina. I really do hate that for me and for them. But it low-key had to be done because the girls have been sitting there like, it really blew my mind. It didn't blow my mind because I knew it was going to happen, but it irritated me because everybody got on the TL like, oh, maybe Lauren's the number 1 pick. I told y'all that in November. I told y'all that in December. I told y'all that when UCLA beat Iowa by 50 in the Big Ten championship. Like, what was y'all watching? What was we clocking into? What was we clocking into? Hey, it was but honestly though, I do think it was inevitable. Like, the script was really written for UCLA to win the national championship. To me, it didn't really matter. For them to beat Texas the way that they did, to me, that was like basketball gods being like, yeah, we're going to make sure y'all got it. Because they played the worst game of their life and then said, actually, we do remember how to play basketball in the national championship. Like, it was written for them. The script was written for them. We had to fulfill the prophecy. It had to be done. It had to be done.
Yeah, this and I guess we'll get into the discourse surrounding this game. But I think one of my least favorite things that came out of this game is the ideology of like Dawn has to change when the only times we've seen her lose, the only people that she's lost to in the last 4 or 5 years is Caitlin Clark, Paige, and Lauren Betts in as far as in the NCAA tournament. Like, these are three of some of the best college players of all time. It's okay that she lost to it. Is it good that she got blew out in back-to-back championship games? No. But she made the championship game. Like, she lost to a team with 6 seniors on it. One of the best parts of her team this year was Agatha McKeer, and she's a freshman. Like, sometimes people lose. First of all, you cannot, there is no team construction you can have that does not have some type of weakness. So whatever, if she fixes one part, there's going to be something that's like, okay, well, there's something on this end. It just happens. But two, there are so many good teams. Somebody has to lose. Like next year, when it's South Carolina and USC, and if Notre Dame retools, and then UConn's always going to be UConn, and like Texas is probably still going to be Texas. Like, somebody has to lose out of these groups of teams. That does not mean somebody did something wrong per se, team-wise or anything. It's just that's just how it gotta be. So I don't know. And I think one of my least favorite one was when somebody was like, yeah, unless Dawn can get another, or if she's not gonna have a Camilla, Aaliyah, Asia type big, she needs to get a more perimeter oriented guard.
Because what type of big is that?
Those are three different bigs. Like,
no, they basically said if they're not a top WNBA draft pick, because that's the only thing those three have in common, is that they all went.
And if that's the case, how many people have won without a top WNBA draft pick? Like,
let's think about. No, we really could think about it though.
Paige went number 1. Lauren Betts is probably gonna go at the very minimum top 4. Angel was like the odd exception. And I think Angel was more a victim of circumstance and people not necessarily needing her more than anything.
Camilla went top 3.
Camilla went top 3. Caitlin, of course, is number 1 overall. Like, every time UConn won in the 2010s, them niggas went. Half the team was in the lottery. So like, everything doesn't have to change just because things don't work. Sometimes it's just not a good day for you basketball wise. You could prepare perfectly. Sometimes that shit just don't fall.
And sometimes you really just outmatched. Like, South Carolina was literally just outmatched. Like,
South Carolina ran into their worst possible matchup. Like, worst.
They was outmatched, and it's okay. Like, it happens. Even last year when they played UConn, they was outmatched. Like, and we kind of saw that. Like, Paige Beckers makes a difference. And the thing that works with UConn's offense is like they're very good at finding the open man. But you can do that when you have someone with a bunch of gravity being able to create and distribute. They ain't had that this year. So they lost. But last year, they had that. Paige could do that. Paige can draw 2 and she can kick it out to AZ and she can knock the shot down. Paige can draw 2 and kick it out to Sarah and she can make her move. And, like, they could do that. They don't have that now. They just were outmatched. And that's okay. They were okay. It's okay. There's nothing you can do about it.
All I know is all the seniors on UCLA are gonna get drafted. So it's like, damn, how bad can they really feel? It
I
ain't.
wouldn't feel bad. I'm like, I lost to the number one pick. I don't know what y'all want me to do. Like,
Yeah, it's fine. Like there's no shame in losing in the championship game. Like, I understand how much you lost by. I understand that that's ugly. You still got there. Now, I do think there obviously needs to be a retooling there because Raven is leaving, Tanaya is leaving, Medina is leaving. There is a pathway for them to be back. So we'll see.
I think the good thing is that people are always going to want to play for Dawn. Obviously, I think it's funny how like people talked about how Dawn was limiting Tanaya the whole time, and what was also funny is that throughout this whole tournament they were winning. No one said anything about that because they were winning and Tanaya was playing well. And then the one bad game that she has in the tournament, everyone is bringing back up Dawn doesn't know what to do with guards again, whatever. But that little article or piece that came out, or maybe it was just an interview, I don't know, where they kind of asked her about it, and she was like, Dawn has been nothing but good to me. She's always let me do what I wanted. She's always told me to be me. It has never been about her limiting me or anything. And yeah, people are always going to want to play for that. For me, if I was a WGM, her having a down year on this team doesn't move me. And I feel like most WGMs probably aren't going to care. If they were going to draft it, they're going to draft it. Because it's like being able to, I feel like for her being the top scorer in the country or one of the top scorers in the country, her whole college career, more than likely, she was not going to be a top scorer in the W, at least not right away. So then you have a question of what do you look like or how do you help a team when you have to be scaled down? And even if she does reach the ceiling of a top scorer in the W, she's going to have to be scaled down at least for a little bit. And I would be more wary if I only seen her at Florida State and I didn't know what she looked like if she didn't have the ball in her hands for most of the game. But now we know she still contributes to winning. And that's what you want from me. It's like 5 players in W who get the ball when they want. It's like it's like one person per team. And it's like 5 players who are really like, I know I need that shit. Every team got a best score and like a best player or best scorer, but it's only a couple people that's like, I need that. And that's what she was at Florida State. So I don't know. I liked what I seen for the most part. Knowing that she still contributes to winning and she doesn't take away from anybody, even when she doesn't have the ball in her hand, is just as important of a skill set to the next level to me.
One thing that I did kind of want to see from her that I did not see for the most part is what the jumpers would look like if she's shooting off the catch. Because I feel like, not to say that she has to be like a Tahina Power level off ball shooter, but that is a projectable role. Like when we saw her role in that championship team at South Carolina, we immediately knew how she would adjust to scaling down in the W and getting a role. I didn't see a lot of that from Tanaya. I'm not worried though. Like, I think that that's something that can come. I think that her willingness to put the ball on the floor and drive is also valuable. So I think there will be a team that's going to see value in that. If she does, quote unquote, fall, like if she falls from 5 to like 7 or whatever, I think that's okay. I think if she's getting integrated into a system, it'll be fine and she'll be able to figure out her role. And I think she'll be okay.
And since we're talking about guards that transferred to South Carolina, we can talk about the transfer portal. And the I'm not even gonna say the streets. Gamecock Twitter wants Kamora Johnson so bad, and I understand them. I want her to. Matter of fact, Aaron, the new coach at UVA, they fired Coach Mox. It seemed like a lot was going on over there. Y'all can Google the story on your own time. Um, they hired the coach from University of Richmond. He seems like a great guy. He is. He is. And the Richmond team has been very good in the A10 the last couple of years. But Kamora, I do need that. I need that bad. Actually,
This could be recency bias. Would this be the best would this be the best off the dribble shooter they've ever had?
yes. Well,
Hold on.
Because I'm trying to think.
yes.
They've had some shooters.
No, I do think it is.
Off the dribble,
I think
I
it
don't
is.
know.
Like Tiffany Mitchell, maybe, but no, I think it's her. I think it'll be Kamora.
I don't know. Maybe.
We might have to ask Twitter.
We gonna see if they get her.
Yeah,
but
if they get it, we might have to ask.
We'll revisit this. Other players that are currently in the portal. We talked about Texas briefly. Jordan Lee, Justice Carlton, Ilya Crump are all three for sure in the portal. The streets are saying Brianna Preston is getting in there too. We haven't seen her yet, but they are saying it's coming. So that means one of the Texas beat writers posted today between graduation and the portal, Texas is losing 68% basically of their offense between assists, scoring, and something else. In shooting, I don't know, whatever. But they're losing 68% of their offense. So Vic is going to have to do a lot of work. Other teams that have lost a lot.
Wait. Is the other how much of the rest of that? How much of the other 32% of that is Madison Booker? Because if Rory's gone, Kyla Odaker is gone.
Yeah,
it's Madison and Bria Cunningham.
Yeah, it's like yes, that's the
point.
Yeah,
I wonder how much of that is just Madison.
You don't have to wonder. It's not. We hold on.
Bria Cunningham needs average 5 points. No joke, maybe 9.
So Madison might be 28% of that 32.
She really might be, for real.
Let's see, because Madison averages 18.9, and Bria 6.7.
Okay, so it might be like 25 of that 32. But again, if my coach watched that performance and I watched them not intervene very much on the sideline, I'm hitting that transfer portal in the locker room as well. So I understand. I don't know. I feel like it's not that everything has to be a big discussion, but I think it's kind of crazy that this is not like a bigger conversation. I feel like when players leave, a lot of places is usually, especially when it's a good amount, especially like when a lot of those players left Notre Dame, it was like this whole big thing. But like the fact that these players are leaving Texas, outside of 2 is graduating, of course.
After a Final Four run.
After a Final Four run, 2 of them are sophomores and 1 of them is freshmen, and they would have very easily been next in line. It's like, that looks bad.
I think people aren't jumping him mostly because everybody just wanted to jump Tennessee. Like, they're having fun just jumping Tennessee, which we've been talking about how much they got going on. So we're not really even going to get into that. But they just for the note for the viewer, they have lost their entire team, but they have been getting. They did get one new commit today, so we're on the right track. Um, but I think too, like the nature of the transfer portal has like made it difficult because there are like Texas is a great example. You just to your point, they're next in line. Y'all are it. Like really, y'all gonna have no choice but to be next. Unless he go in the portal and get a bunch of people, but I doubt that was gonna happen that way. Um, and you still wanted to leave. You know what I mean? Like it's not like a Kim Caldwell situation where people don't feel like the coaching style is good. Um, you just it's just so much. There are so many reasons now for players to enter the portal that have nothing to do necessarily with the coach. That I think it's hard to really have a conversation about it because you don't really know what it is. Like we all hear the stories about players being offered um, loads of money. For example, Tilda Trieger out of NC State. They said last year she was offered $400,000 to leave that team, and she stayed.
Mm-hmm.
They probably doubled that, and that girl was like, you know what, that is an amount of money I cannot turn. At that point, I cannot turn that down. And so it's like you can't even always blame it on like coaches or playing time or all that kind of stuff. Um, it's it's really wild to watch, and I kind of hate like what it's become because I feel like that makes it so much variance. But I do think that means you do have to give credit to the coaches who can still navigate it successfully and um, still make their have teams that end up on the top in the top of the standings.
Yeah,
I can
it
add
is.
up that.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely. I would imagine it being a difficult thing. Sammy asked, some South Carolina fans are asking for Jordan Lee. Does it make sense to try to pursue her if you have Tessa?
I don't see why not.
I feel like
Yeah,
you can. I feel like the fact that South Carolina has virtually no shooting, I feel like you can. They could definitely use it.
Yeah, and she's kind of versatile too. Like she's a decent ball handler. You could always use that. And we know that Dawn is very good with the two guard lineup. Like, I mean, we know she did it with the point guards, but maybe we could see two shooting guards. I think she could make it work.
Yeah, you can run them on the wings or get like Jordan Lee, decent ball handler. You can get her involved in some on ball stuff just to switch it up. You won't have the floor general in Raven Johnson, but I think that there's a way to set up this roster in a different way going forward that I think will be fine.
Yeah.
Let me see something.
Also, I am cussing the NCAA out in my head for not giving Medina Court another year.
Oh no,
Yeah.
Because that's insane.
that's super nasty.
Like y'all couldn't
Yeah,
get that lady one more year.
Yeah,
She didn't ask them to.
I'm kind of surprised that they didn't.
They should have sued them. I'm not even joking. They should. They should.
I mean, they might have. I think I wouldn't be against them doing that even now. It doesn't seem like they're going to, but I wouldn't be mad if they did.
I would have, because who y'all playing with? Like, we just seen how like y'all don't even have that lady stats from overseas. Don't piss me off. She new here. Y'all don't know her. Y'all don't know her. Like, girl. She deserved two. We only asked you for one. So we was really doing you a favor. And you playing with me. So yeah, I would have sued them. I would have called somebody. Somebody already got an ongoing lawsuit. Add her to the name, actually.
What I was looking at is, and this number seems kind of big, but South Carolina took 16 threes a game, which is 300
Really?
in the country. I don't even remember them taking that much. But and Jordan Lee takes 5 a game.
Like 5, yeah.
So you would even if they took the same amount of threes, Tessa takes 5, Jordan Lee takes 5. That and everybody else can figure that shit out. But it's like that opens up your offense. You're doubling. You're signing one person and doubling the amount of shooters you have. You absolutely take that if you can get it.
That's really funny, but yes, that is true. Other players that are in the portal. Iowa State also has a mass exodus. I don't want to talk about it. Audie Crooks, please, sister, make a good decision. That's not Oklahoma. Thank you. Cass Prosper, she's not in the portal, but she's going to the WNBA. Good luck to her.
Developmental spot. We are here.
Yeah, that. Who else in the portal? Oh, the Oklahoma State team, half of their team has gotten into portal. I didn't understand that, but yeah, I guess nobody wants to be a cowgirl anymore. Florida has Liv McGill's in the portal, but they got a coaching change happening. So shout out to Tammy Reese. We're excited for that. Half of Stanford's team is in the portal. Courtney Ogden, you will be fun. Nunu Aguera will also be very fun. Kara Lawson, please pick up that phone.
Hey, wait. I seen on Instagram, obviously it's just Instagram, but there was a player on North Carolina or UNC that was like, we should run it back. And Courtney reposted it. So Courtney going to UNC would be if you got, I would rather her go to Duke.
Well, I mean, hey.
But hey.
Good for her.
You know.
Addie Brown,
UNC falls into some wins either way.
Well, UNC lost Arnesalo and somebody else. I don't remember who the other person is, but they lost Arnesalo. So they're gonna need to go get somebody, probably another guard. What other big names are in the portal? There, just so everybody knows, there are currently 1,200 players in the portal. Last year, the portal had 1,700 players in it, or 1,500. 1,500 or 1,700. One of those two numbers. We're already at 1,200, and the portal's been open for 2 days. Legitimately 2 days. Not even a like joking 2 days. This is for real 48 hours that the portal has been open. And we already up to 1,200. So Talasia Cooper got in the portal. She went to Ole Miss. She committed today. A lot of people are trying to jump Coach Yo about that, but the game is the game. Should have worked harder.
I just don't understand why people act confused by that. Like you said, that's something you have to adjust to. That's the nature of it. If you want somebody to go get them, like, figure it out.
Also think too, I think people are underestimating the number of people who are like getting in the portal and knowing where they want to go to. No joke, we've watched Coach Yo revive people's career. Cody McMahon, people went from saying that she has not grown her game, she looks bad, she needs to do all this stuff, to being like, oh my God, Cody could be a first-round draft pick. Like the PR up instantly. You know what I mean? Who did she have before that? My good sister K Dean, she had her PR turned around. Who did she have before her? Madison Scott. She changed what's her name? She used to play for USC. KT? What's her name? Is it KT? Kennedy Ty Williams. That's what it is. Okay. Her PR improved. I'm just saying, like, if I'm a guard that I know I can score, I know I can run I know I'm capable of running an offense. I just need somebody to give me the keys. Why would I not call Coach Yo? Why would I not go over there? Why would I not?
Making a program desirable, especially depending on where your school is. I can imagine that Mississippi is not the most desirable place to live for a college athlete. I can imagine that makes it hard to entice 16, 17-year-olds to be like, hey, you should come here and start your college career. So you gotta get it how you live. I think if they, as she continues to sustain success, it'll probably be easier. Yeah. Oh wait, did it kick me off?
No, you
Yeah,
good.
we can hear you.
Oh yeah, as you sustain success, it'll get easier. But I can imagine now it's kind of like, I don't know. But then once you get 2 years in, you try and change your life around. You land the misfit toys. Like I will help you. Just lead. I will lead you. Danny
Okay, I
Carnegie is in the
pulled up
portal.
tracker. Yeah, I was like, I just pulled up a tracker. These are some of the biggest names. Puff Morris from Cal, Skylar Jones from Louisville. We already knew she was coming though. Jessica Peterson from Miami. Zam Jones, Tilda Trigger, Mallory Collier. Oh, Lainey Grant. That was the other guard from UNC. Pittsburgh whole team is in the portal, but they also did just get a new coach. Shout out to Coach Harmony. Sanaya Joss back in the portal. Stanford, like we said, their whole team is basically in the portal. Their whole freshman sophomore class basically is in there. Syracuse is also leaving a lot of people, but it seems like they got no tick anyway. Samaya Smith is in the portal again. We already talked about Kamora Johnson. Karis Baker out of Virginia Tech. Alyssa Latham also ended up going to Virginia Tech, committing to Virginia Tech, so good for her. Butler's whole team is in there. They also get a new coach. Shout out the Miss Girl from Purdy Fort Wayne because she's now the new coach. Keep going. Ayanna Patterson and Ice Brady out of UConn jumped in the portal, which is probably good for them. They haven't gotten a lot of play. Oh, my girl, Jay Jones out of Houston is in the portal. Yuting Ding out of not BYU, Baylor. Cincinnati has a good bit of girls in the portal. Also Colorado. Also Houston. Good Lord. Iowa State's, they have one player left. RIP. Jordan Spicer out of Kansas State. I just knew she was about to build something there. But she said bye, so RIP. Donovan Hunter out of TCU. Very shocker. UCF, they're getting a new coach. I'm not shouting that man out, but y'all know who it is. Iowa has their whole, like, they've had 5 players leave, which is super shocking to me. I did not expect them to really lose anybody. But specifically Addie Deal, which she seemed to be next up, so I'm very surprised by that. The freshman class, Maryland, Kayleen Smichael, girl, you was injured this year. Where are you going? What are you doing? And their freshmen, Kendall Walker, Brianna Williams, kind of shocked to see them go to. Rashonda Jones out of Michigan State, girl, where are you going? She is from Notre Dame. I mean, South Bend. So Notre Dame. This list is so long, bro. We ain't even got out of the Big Ten. Jessica Petrie out of Nebraska. Her and Britt Prince was kind of cooking in the first 4. Like, why would you leave? Penn State, they're getting a new coach. Shout out to Tanisha Walker. Purdue, new team. Rutgers getting a new team. USC is losing pretty much all of their bench players, which is crazy. But I think they'll get used elsewhere.
I think they knew Juju. I mean, they know Juju coming back, and that girl's gonna be shooting that thing. And understandably so.
She's gonna need a breather, bro. Alabama's whole team is in the portal, but also their head coach, Christy Curry, also just got a new job at USF. So shout out to her. I wouldn't be surprised to see a few of these girls follow her. Arkansas, whole team is in the portal. Good Lord. We already talked about Florida with Tammy Reese. Georgia, we talked about Danny Carnegie, but also Mia Woolfolk and Trinity Turner. I'm interested to see if Danny and Trinity stay together, but we'll find out. LSU, the news today was we knew Divine was going into the portal, but Bella Hines also is getting in the portal. That was a whole Twitter beef thing. I am shocked by it because I did think she was really going to be one of the next LSU guards. But hey, you want playing time, you gotta, sometimes you just got to go. Couple girls, all the tallest girls out of Mississippi State is out of here. Oh, Zaya Van, I forgot about her. I cannot believe that one. She's a legacy. Like, her sister went there. I'm pretty sure her parents went there. Like, I can't believe she gone. Tiana Thompson out of Ole Miss. We already talked about Tennessee. We talked about Texas. 18. I don't know any of these girls. Oh, girls, Zahira Walton, the guy got in the portal, got out the portal, and now she back in the portal. Don't piss me off, sister. Don't do it.
From is that George Mason?
Yeah.
Okay.
The Rhode Island girls are also in the portal, but also again their coach just went to Florida, so maybe they followed her there. Yeah. I feel like those are the biggest names. We've seen. But shoot, I feel like I've been talking forever. Good Lord. Oh, the Barbo twins.
Oh, that's right.
Are in the portal, but they might be going to Pitt. Let's just hope that they following their coach. Actually, most of her team is in the portal, so they all might be going to Pitt together, which I wouldn't blame them. Like, let's all elevate together. They had a decent team.
Yeah,
they can field a few more athletic girls.
Yeah, they had a fun team.
They could be fun. I also Liberty. I've started a new agenda. Liberty is seemingly the feeder school for the SEC because every SEC team is getting a Liberty shooter. So I don't know when that became a thing, but it's a thing. And I'm watching it very closely. Madison St. Rose from Princeton is in the portal. Yeah, I think that's all the big schools. Like, again, there are 1,200 people in the portal, or 1,350 actually. So, Howard, Zania Thomas, she was the MEAC Player of the Year. She in the portal. Debria Clark, she was like, I'm pretty sure she was Norfolk State's leading scorer in the portal. Yeah, we could talk about the portal literally all day because it's just that many people in here.
Yeah, they want their bread.
Hey, do what you gotta do. Look, the kids are being offered hundreds of thousands of dollars, and I can't lie to you, I would probably do the same.
Yeah, I don't
no tea, no shade.
Yeah. We have a W season to talk about. We have do we want to talk do we want to talk about the draft first, or do we want to talk about transactions? One transaction in particular.
It's about your team. What does Jay Trent want to talk about first? What's your order of operations? Your team got the biggest news of the day.
Of the week.
We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens Friday when
Saturday.
New contracts start rolling in. Players start agreeing to terms. Okay, so yeah, we can go ahead and talk about it. So the Atlanta Dream made a massive trade, and they traded. Let me pull up the exact term, but long story short, Angel Reese will be a member of the Atlanta Dream next year. Um, I
Big A
believe.
in the A.
Um, so the details of this trade. Where are we? Where is it?
I'm pretty sure it's a first round pick in 2027 and a first round pick in 2028. But I think one of them is a pick swap,
I
if
believe.
I'm not mistaken.
I
I think
believe.
it might be the 2027 one is a pick swap. But yeah, 2 first round picks for Angel Reese out of Chicago.
Okay. So it is 2 first round picks, one in 2027, one in 2028. There is also the Dream get the right to swap second round picks in 2028. So the Dream are basically, this is them calling their shot and saying that they're going to be one of the top teams in the league, and that second round pick swap in 2028 will essentially only be moving a couple spots back. I just talking about the trade in terms of asset management, I like it because I think that is a worthwhile swing to take. I think it's a big deal from my perspective that the Dream did not have to give up any players on the active roster. I know when we did the Dream season review, we had Low on, and there was talk of an Angel Reese trade, and we mentioned the possibility of Nas Hillman possibly being in that trade. I would not have been a fan of that. Just being honest, I wouldn't have. Also, Chicago could have asked for Tahina Pow. They could have asked for the draft rights to Isabel Borlase, like one of the young players. But I think with the deal being what it was, I can't be mad at it from the Dream's perspective. I think you're adding a versatile defender. You're adding a player who last year the Sky did some interesting on ball actions with Angel where they kind of use her as a handoff hub. I'm intrigued to see how Carl Smesco looks to integrate that into his offense. Sammy asked, do you think Nas will stay? I hope so. I hope so. But I do wonder what the plan is with the rest of the front court, especially with Bree and BG both being free agents. I think Bree Jones coming back should be top priority for the Dream. I don't think playing Angel as the full-time 5 is what I would want. I don't mind Angel playing the 5 for stretches, even if that ends up being the closing lineup, because you want to be switchable, you want to have as much havoc creation defensively as possible, and you can have a lineup where you got Rye and Leash and Nas and Angel out there together, and they can just fly around and get stops, poke the ball out, whatever. I'm with that. I do think there has to be some balance there. I don't think that can be the full time bid defensively. And offensively, I feel like it's gonna have to be some on-ball action. I don't know if they trust her as a shooter, and I don't think they'll look to. I don't expect Angel to be bombing away, obviously. So I feel like there has to be some sort of balance there. I expect them to get that figured out.
I will say one of the things that I am excited for to see how that trio of Angel, Ryan, and Leash work. I think Angel is one of the better passers at her position, and like even seeing the way that she worked in Chicago with like Camilla or briefly with Ariel, like she showed a willingness to facilitate. This would obviously be the best roster that she's played with. So I am excited to see how they use her and maybe do more like leash Ryan off ball cuts or like, spot ups or whatever. I think that should be interesting. You mentioned as like a 3-man defensive rotation. Angel, Leash, and Ryan on paper does strike me as one of the better 3-man defensive lineups in the league. So that'll be an interesting thing to see how that develops. I mean, all in all, I think talent in this league is hard to get. And I think you take your swings when you can. And if that shit don't work, then it just don't work. But as a GM, you were supposed to try, and you're supposed to let everybody else figure it out. So, yeah, this is one of those moves that it's like if it works, it's beautiful. If it don't,
okay? Is it wild for me to say if it doesn't work, it's still not that big of a deal?
See,
because
that's why I'm being like, if it don't work out, it don't.
I guess the reason I'm saying that is, in terms of assets, you didn't give up a lot. Because if you're Atlanta, you're projecting these picks are going to be at the end of the first anyway.
Yeah, but your window, I think, is closing.
Yeah, that's fair. I feel like I will say if it doesn't work, you might have to hit a hard reset in a couple of years. So that's the downside. If it does, you're in good shape though.
In a league with Asia and P and Stewie and players like that, like I don't know. You could say if you could have kept your core and Ryan at least could have just rocked out because they was besties, but like, let's say 2 years down the line, they still haven't made it out the first round for whatever reason, and one of them decides to ring chase somewhere else or request a trade. I don't know. There's just so many variables. It's just like you said. If it don't work out, then it just don't. But I think your job is to try, as a GM, your job is to try to accrue talent when you can. And I mean, if you got to hit the hard reset in 2 years, you have Ryan, Leash, and Angel to send to different places to get you some really good assets. That is not the worst way to start to get you some shit. Because if that don't work in 2 years, 3 years, who coming out by then? Who's a sophomore right now?
Yeah, Juju. I think Juju was what, 28 or 27.
Yeah, well, she's 27 technically.
Sarah Strong is a sophomore right now. If that shit don't work in 2 years,
but see, you ain't gonna. But see, the problem is you're gonna be the middle of the pack.
Yeah,
and you're not getting Sarah Strong bookie. You might get, but I don't know. That sophomore class is kind of solid. I think we can do a lot there.
We'll see.
But anyway,
well, I guess we figured out that Nneka was not actually signing to the Lynx. Thank heavens, because I was sweating bullets.
He was spiraling, Your Honor.
I was scared out my wits. I'm not scared to admit it. I was terrified. Because what do you mean? Asia got to go to war against Nneka and Fee. Nah, that's not That's
have
not
you-
what the basketball guys
Y'all
intend.
feelings gonna be so hurt when that season start.
Have you seen the rumblings that Alanna Smith is currently a target for the Liberty?
Bro, if Alanna Smith do that, I will slander her. Unfortunately, I will. Because what are you doing? What are you doing?
She want to win with Stewie like she won it on Rival.
And they shouldn't have won that either. So like, don't bring that back up because I'm about to get mad again. Because who you feeling like? I'm about to get mad.
Also, Satou Sabally will not be returning to the Mercury.
Oh, that was the craziest notification. Actually.
And I said AT need to start begging for Bree Jones today. Matter of fact, she needed to start begging yesterday.
I think Bree is happy where she is.
I don't know about that. I don't know, but it's getting a little crowded in Atlanta. It's getting a little crowded. Y'all ain't lose nobody. So
look, she know where home at. So
Connecticut, you're right.
We're good.
So hold on.
New York is already playing people under this table, Sammy. We already know they paying people under this table. Because there's no way you can tell me you finna keep Sabrina, Stewie, and JJ, and you think you're gonna pay D-Boy, Alanna Smith, and Banaja Laney? Y'all like somebody
and Natasha Cloud allegedly.
And Natasha Cloud allegedly.
We're gonna see.
No, y'all are lying.
I'm gonna say this. Let me say this. They're gonna have to open up them books because if I see Liberty players taking pay cuts after the CBA, after we just had all of these CBA negotiations, and if you got Supermax players over there taking pay cuts, we finna have a problem.
No, because I'm gonna call Kathy myself. I will have the email ready, and it won't be written by ChatGPT.
So where is Satou going?
It feels obvious.
Okay,
I'm go ahead, Jermaine.
Are you saying no? You tell me where you think she's going, because I don't have. My conspiracy is that this lady is not available to play.
I think that could be possible. I think that is a possibility, and I think that is the perfect opportunity for her to sign with Toronto.
Everybody doing that sister team up thing,
and it's not okay. And I yes, it's that, but it's not just that. Like I know that, but also it's the thought process is if Satou's not ready to play when the season starts, whenever she clears the protocol from her concussions or whatever, she can play. You've already got another shot creator on that team in Marina. You can pair those two, and that can be your on-ball scoring duo.
How good is that team? I don't ever want to watch that hoops. I don't want to see that.
How good is that team going to be?
Nasty basketball.
How good is that?
I don't want to see it.
How good is that team going to be? I don't know, but
they don't have to be good though because they're an expansion team.
Right. See, expansion teams are not good in year one. We were spoiled by the Golden State.
The Valkyries are an outlier. They did not. And you know what's so funny? The funny thing about the Valkyries is I think they was only winning at the beginning because everybody was shocked. They beat the Aces like that, and everybody was like, wait a minute. Are we supposed to let them win? Because that second half of the season, they couldn't beat nobody except the Fever. But they won't have our card again. And that's over with. But just saying.
Marina and Satou in Toronto sounds like the first case of two players where the dynasty starts after you. We've never seen that. I'm used to one. But two?
It can't start there because Sandy is in there. She got to make some shake immediately.
Also, I would not be surprised if Sandy wants Satou.
I wouldn't be surprised either. I wouldn't be surprised.
Okay, so then is it just gonna be 18 and Kai? They just gonna rock out?
No, they need to figure something out over there, honestly. Because
it could work though, y'all. I don't think they need another big star. They need the middlemen.
I think the reason that the Mercury are probably content with Satou leaving is they probably feel like they got something figured out. Like they're going to bring in somebody. It don't have to be a superstar level player. You got Alyssa Thomas, you got Kalia Copper. We're assuming that they both stay. And the expectation is with those two, you can bring in pieces around the margins to build a team that can compete at the highest level. Because I do think, as much as I'm not the biggest fan of the system that Nate Tibbetts runs all the time, I do think there's a pretty clear vision there. So I do think he's going to be able to bring players in that fit that.
I'm trying to let me see if I can see.
Man, they're gonna get Courtney Williams and Bree Jones.
I don't think that's what I mean at all, really.
Oh, that's not okay. I do think. Hold on, they got unrestricted free agents. I'm thinking they could get. Hold on, because they need a PG. I mean, they have Nneka Ogwumike, but they could get. I would take a Lindsay Allen, low key.
See, I feel like the bid is going to be like the bid from last year, where he was just like, "Oh, AT is our point guard," which I mean, yes, but also
yes,
also I feel like they'll do something to.
How about Cheyenne Parker-Tyus?
Can we have
Azare? Azare, actually.
I do like Azare.
Azare's the answer.
I think any team with cap space should be calling Azare like now. See if you can offer her enough money to get her away from LA. Like anybody, because that's the type of player that I would just like to have.
Because it's really not no big. Like, they need a big. They could do Steph Dolson.
So
I can see Steph Dolson being a Nate Tibbetts big.
Phoenix walks into the season with Ogwumike, Ka, Michaela Onyenwere, Alyssa Thomas, and Azare Stevens.
Now, why you throw Mike in here?
They need
what?
They get a shooter.
She gonna shoot what? Pick somebody else. Pick somebody else. So she's a champion now, but pick somebody else. We gotta pick somebody else.
She shot 37% from 3 2 years ago. Alyssa Thomas gravity can fix that. We could get back to that.
I'll say this.
We already talked about this. We talked about this. We need to pick somebody else. Pick somebody else.
I don't think. How do I say this?
It's Ka's a 3, right? Ka's a wing.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess she can play the 2. But
okay, so wait, you said Nneka Ogwumike. Nneka Ogwumike is the 1. Azare's the 5. AT's the 4. Ka's the 3. Okay, so we need a 2.
Mm-hmm.
Erica Wheeler, they both 2. That's too small.
Brittany Sykes.
I was thinking Brittany Sykes, but she might make me mad. Kayla McBride might not be playing basketball for a little minute. So we
yeah, she was injured. Yeah.
She like burst her eardrum or something. So we don't know when she's gonna show up. Brittany Sykes, maybe.
Also, I don't think
maybe. Shea Petty.
I don't hate that. Back to the Michaela Onyenwere point, she don't take enough threes to be considered a shooter. Like, I'm not calling her a shooter.
Low key, Kennedy Burke though.
Thomas will change her life.
I'm not
sure she's taking them.
What I'll say is I'm not banking on that. I'm not saying that.
Yeah,
Like
I don't
I'm not saying
think
that's my slide in.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, is there really any two guards? Like, is we really on a premium for a lot of things? Rachel Banham, Rachel kind of small.
I think I could see that working though.
I think that could work. Bria Hartley Loki could work too. She just a little too chaotic for me though. She might got a little too much going on. Or maybe they can call E-Will.
I do like that. I do like that for
AT
them to
E-Will,
play her at 5.
Ka.
Sammy said the Mercury need to invest in a player like Bree Hall.
A 3 and a D.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I guess. Well, Sammy, you didn't have to say that about Bria. I think she still wants to be in the league. I think she can give us another 2 years.
She's all right. She's all right. We can.
She'll be okay. Because it's like, no, really, when we start looking at these rosters, it's like, who's really, you know what I'm saying? The Mercury could really use AZ Fudd. They're not going to get her.
She would slide in perfectly with them.
She could be a perfect fit.
That is the perfect fit for a Nate Tibbetts offense and defense, but especially like the 3-point volume sometimes.
No, she will have them. She
can hit
the open shots. She'll hit the open shot.
You know, some days the volume is louder than others, but I think she'd be a great fit.
So yeah, what was your even question? I didn't mean to cut you off, but the Michaela Onyenwere thing was crazy.
I don't
You
know.
were saying would that team be like
top 5?
Like back to like where they were last year?
I think that was my question.
I think so. Honestly, though, I feel like Phoenix could field. Would they end up being a 4 seed?
They were 4 or 5 because I know they played the Liberty in the 4 or 5. I can't remember which was which.
I actually think they might have been. Oh no, I think they were 4 because the Liberty could not move out of being 5. They couldn't move up or down. Okay. So I think they were 5. Or maybe I mixed them up. Either way, doesn't really matter. I think they could manage to be a 5 seed. It's really obviously dependent on how free agency actually shakes out, because it does seem like a lot of people are chasing the bag, which good for me because I have a young core. We're gonna be all right. The rest of y'all, good luck. Good luck.
Young core is in flux right now, but we'll see.
Influx is crazy.
So the WNBA draft is Monday?
Yes.
Okay.
I say yes too fast without checking. It is Monday though.
Okay. The dream being able to make that Angel Reese trade without giving up their pick in this draft, I think is very funny because how do you not ask for that?
It's crazy. It's
because
crazy.
How do you not ask for that? Like, even if you're saying, okay, well, we don't want any players, that's fine. But to not get a pick in this draft, to not get an immediate asset is kind of funny to me. But I appreciate that, Chicago, because I still have a rookie to talk about. But it's so funny. I've seen so many mock drafts as of late, and it seems like nobody knows what's actually going to happen. And I think that is wonderful. Like, I love, like, even it feels like there's no consensus.
It's so ambiguous.
So it's like, I think everybody's just kind of guessing, like trying to like put themselves in the mind of all of these teams at the top and think of what they would want. So pretty interesting to see. There's no Paige Beckers in this class. So what do y'all think How do y'all think the first 5 picks should shake out? Not to say what you
I
think
am
they
actively rooting for Lauren Betts to go to. I am actively Cheryl Reeve needs Lauren Betts. I actually need Cheryl Reeve to need Lauren Betts. Like I need air. I need that. I don't care who go number 1. I don't care who go number 3. Lauren Betts needs to be available at 2. And Cheryl Reeve need to say, Lauren, let's work. Let's work.
Y'all find new ways to tell me you hate me every day.
See, my thing is, it's like if
just don't know how I'm supposed to work under these conditions.
If
man,
can you wait real quick? Can you imagine a front court rotation with Nafisa Collier, Nneka Ogwumike, and Lauren Betts?
Yes.
Like
I am begging. I'm about to start an altar for the basketball gods tonight. I will be. Would they be calling the lady that they be sending their money to? The Hex lady? I'm finna give me one. Put my $4 on it. Come on.
oh my god, y'all.
Can't wait. I need that.
Yeah, that's terrifying. That is.
I need it. I need it so much because everybody been our fan AZ Fud. Exactly. Y'all had him too. Take him. Actually, do your best work with him.
My thing. I also maybe, and this is somewhat selfish to me. I do not want Lauren Betts in Dallas. Like I
thank you, Sammy.
I selfishly do not want that.
I don't want it either. Actually, I just want Lauren Betts to have a peaceful rookie season. Just peaceful. Nobody cares about what you do. Just vibe, twin.
Yeah, I think it does appear like people have been trying to say that Iowa is going to be the number 1 pick. I think that would be a fun pick if Dallas does take her. I do think that would be like them really saying, okay, we're really going to slow play this, which they should. I don't think these teams are in position. These teams that are picking at the top of the draft, with the exception of Minnesota, these teams need to be slow playing it. Like there is no point in saying, okay, who's the player that's going to help us win games right now? Y'all are in the top 5 for a reason.
Like
there's no reason for y'all to be thinking, okay, how do we get to the playoffs in 2026? That just feels like it's like, okay, so you just really want to be a first round exit.
Yes, which I just don't understand. Like,
and there's no shame in there's no shame in being a first round exit unless you're a top 3 seed. But
period.
Which, anyway.
I guess you would know.
Well,
yeah, but I think so. I feel like these teams that are picking at the top need to be trying to slow play it. Minnesota is not in position to do that. Minnesota is 1 year removed from playing in a finals game 7. So they should feel like, what piece can we add to get us over the top? I think that should be the plan for them.
Okay, I have a
Seattle at 3 is kind of weird because people are kind of expecting Nneka and Skylar to leave. So if that's the case, y'all need to be slow playing it too.
I have a agenda 5, and then I have a what I feel like is actually going to happen.
Okay.
What I feel like is actually going to happen is I feel like it's probably going to be Iowa and then Lauren and then Olivia And then what's that? The Mystics?
Wait,
Yeah, the Mystics.
I blanked out. You said start over.
I was
Lauren.
going to Dallas. Lauren's
Okay.
going to Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
Olivia goes to
Seattle. Washington is 4.
Washington will
Chicago
probably
is 5.
just get AZ then. And then, which is, I feel like any team in the league could use AZ. I don't care what your roster construction is. And then Chicago.
Toronto? Oh, Chicago.
I don't. You got
Kiki
Rice.
Kiki.
Yeah.
Her PR too good right now to skip her, I think.
It is, which is so funny because we usually say, oh, a tournament run does not give your PR this much of a boost. But there were people before the tournament that were saying Kiki Rice is the top 5 player in this class. And all this did was solidify that.
I will say, I feel like seeing her this year, and especially in the tournament, obviously Lauren and Camilla are a different type of bigs, but like knowing you have a guard that can get your big the ball is really important. So that would probably be my pick. As far as my agenda is Olivia, then AZ, Lauren, and
to Chicago.
Yes.
No, he's so greedy because he want Lauren to go to Washington so he can get Shakira. You're not slick. You're not slick. And you and Sammy in this chat whining. Lauren Betts. I'm about
it's
to go
crazy
myself. I'm finding her email. Don't worry about it.
I was not thinking of it like that, but
you weren't thinking about it like that.
Nah. I wasn't even considering it. It's in the back of my mind.
It wasn't a thought.
Jan. Sure.
It wasn't a thought.
Sure.
So that is my assumption of how I think this is gonna go.
Agenda.
Oh, my bad.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say I think Raven has played herself into a first round pick this year. I know a lot of people were talking about her. Like, I feel like before the season, people were talking about she was probably gonna be like late second round, third round type, but I think she's actually played herself into first round considerations. I'm very interested to see who decides to get her, because I mean, she's the type of player that every team can use.
I mean, she could just come home.
Here he go. He ain't got no PG, so you know what, we'll allow it.
Yeah, that would mean y'all would have to trade up.
No, because y'all were saying that lady was a second rounder. So why she can't fall to 13? Why she can't fall to 13? Westlake's finest finna be back in the city.
I will say I'm looking at
He's serious.
I'm looking at ESPN's mock draft, and I don't know when these niggas put Olivia Miles at projected number 1.
At number 1 today. They need to delete that.
I have never heard that before. We are brand new sentences. When it was AZ, it was like, this is a little crazy, but I kind of get it, I guess. But
I will say, in a vacuum, and so the only way that makes sense to me is if they're looking at that and saying, we as the Dallas Wings are only in position to take who we think is the best player in the class, regardless of position. And
yes,
if you think Olivia Miles is the best player in the class, take her. Figure it out later.
If you think she is the best player in the class, I think you need to let someone else do that, handle that, because I don't really know. I'm questioning your talent evaluations.
I will say
I'll say so. She's not number 1 for me, but I see how you would get there.
I was literally about to say the same sentence. But also, I have like I really could understand why you would pick her at 1. Like I just don't think Dallas has a need for her. Even though I think that Paige plays better off ball, I just don't think Paige is enough of a shooter for that to make sense. But I could see how you get to Olivia at 1. I will say her tournament run did move me a little bit more than her regular season play. So
I will say
I feel like she rose to the occasion.
It's funny to me that going into the season, like coming off of what she did at Notre Dame, people had questions about her shooting, and she just had multiple games this year where she would just hit 5+ threes. And now the question is the defense. Whereas at Notre Dame, she was locking up and she couldn't shoot.
Mm-hmm.
And now she's hitting threes at a level that we did not expect to see from her. But now she can't stay in front of nobody.
Look, so we'll got the usual energy for one or the other.
And some of that could be the offensive responsibility she had at TCU. So there maybe the truth is somewhere in the middle, but we'll see.
My agenda 5 is AZ Fudd at 1, Lauren Betts at 2, Olivia Miles at 3. 4 is Washington. Gianna Neepkins at 4. And then
Chicago
gets Kiki Rice. And then Flau'jae can go to Portland, and Tanai Latson can go to Toronto.
Wait. Go through this again.
AZ, Lauren, Olivia. Damn, who's my 4 just now? AZ, Lauren, Olivia.
You said
Gianna.
Oh, Gianna Neepkins was 4. And then Kiki was 5.
Neepkins, and then Kiki is 5.
Damn, so does that mean Toronto gets Awa?
If they want her.
Yeah. Actually, that's even better for my agenda. Toronto, you take Awa, and Flau'jae then you can go to Portland.
Yeah. So do I have an agenda? Do I have an agenda 5? I don't even have I don't even have like a quote unquote mock draft 5. I think Dallas is gonna take Awa. I think Minnesota is gonna take Lauren. And I think that even more now that it seems like Alanna Smith is leaving. At 3, I think Seattle takes Olivia Miles.
I feel like they have no choice but to take her. But it feels like Olivia Miles is the obvious answer, because if they don't take her, then I very much think Chicago should get her. Washington, you have Georgia Amore. Please relax. But if they don't, I could see Seattle taking AZ at 3.
I can imagine that Seattle is probably the most nervous out of the. I mean, Dallas has a level of, as the number 1 pick, you have the responsibility of wanting to make sure you get the best player in your draft. So you either take. I mean, they have a lot of different avenues of places they want to go. They could either take Iowa, bank on potential. They could take Lauren. They kind of have, you kind of already know what you're going to get out of Lauren. You could take Olivia. You could take AZ. Like, you have a lot of options, and as the picks go, it's less options, so it's less pressure. But with Seattle, both of these teams could pick who you want, and it's like they could definitely very easily pivot to AZ, but I imagine their goal is to walk out of that draft with Olivia Miles. And if they don't, they would be really sick. If I'm Minnesota, I'm probably My bad.
I just think Seattle is just too out of, like, I don't think they have enough of anything. Like their players right now are Dom, Ezzy, Lexi Brown, and Jordan Horston.
Yeah.
Like you do kind of need AZ. You do need Olivia. Low
Yeah,
key, you
they
do
need
need
everything.
Lauren. You need all of them for
And
real.
so the thing about Seattle now is they're in the position where they can't be picking for fit either. It's like you really just have, like, who do you think is the best player on the board at pick 3? Then you just go take her. Like I like you're not in the same situation as Minnesota. You don't have a Nafisa Collier wrapped up already.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to just be like, we can't be like, oh, but we already have Dom, we already have Ezzy for maybe a year. We have Jordan, we have Lexi. Like, just who do you think is the best player on the board? Just go get her. They're not in the position to be like, oh, well, we could use this, or we could use this, or they can't afford to do that.
Is there,
in terms of my 5, after my top 3, I would not be surprised if Awa goes 1, Lauren goes 2, Olivia Miles goes 3, Kiki goes 4, and then Chicago takes AZ at 5.
Not gonna lie, Chicago would probably love AZ.
bro? That would
They would
change
love her.
their life. I know them niggas need a point guard. That would be amazing. Like amazing. Oh my goodness gracious.
I would say Chicago really can't lose, especially since
They
they gave Angel,
yeah,
like they really have an open floor for like the different things that they can run.
Yeah, no, Chicago's in an interesting spot. Like, they're not going to. This is not going to be like a team of world beaters or anything. Not this year anyway. So again, just take the best talent, figure it out after that. And I kind of feel similarly about Washington, because I understand that they kind of have somebody at every position, but Georgia Amore is kind of a question mark, because we did not see her at all last year. Also, Washington does not have a GM out of nowhere, so
Yeah, we booed them for that.
Yeah, they just decided that we're going in a different direction. We have no clue what that direction is. Like, I guess we'll find out on Saturday, because
find out quickly.
what is y'all like? What is the plan? What is the plan to just be like, actually, no? It's like, I understand that we brought in this GM. We had 3 first-round picks. The rookies that played were all impactful, but no thanks. Just a bit of an odd situation. It might not. It could just be a we're firm in this being our position going forward. I just would like to see what that is.
I think my and it definitely depends on where these people are drafted. I think my current draft hot take is I can see Cody McMahon not necessarily being like the best player in this draft, but I could definitely see her being one of the best players in the draft. And then like 4 years down the line, people are like, how did teams let her fall to 9, 10, wherever she ends up getting drafted? Is I feel like she is going to be a really, really good fit for most teams. My other draft agenda is, since Medina was not given another year eligibility, I hope that she goes to somewhere like Connecticut, to where she's able to like work through and learn and grow without really any like pressure, and just get all the kinks out, play, do what she got to do. Because I feel like there are definitely a lot of teams with very reactionary people on it and reactionary fan bases, And I feel like Connecticut is one of those places where she could just like hoop and go home and call it a day.
Also, I feel like the most important thing when it comes to evaluating the draft is more often than not the situation that a player gets drafted to is more important for their career than how good they are. Like
Yes.
sometimes it don't
Pretty
matter
much.
how much talent you got if you're in a situation that does not allow you to grow, or if you're in a situation that does not have a defined role for you. If you get drafted to a team that does not have a plan for you, then you end up dead in the water. So
Yes.
so
Yes.
it's just
And
like
also,
but
no, I was also gonna say, I said this on Spaces, but I'm gonna say it again. The draft is all about potential. We don't know what any of these people are gonna do. Okay, so let's stop the oh the GMs are gonna look for more prepared talent. We don't know who's prepared. In the last 5 drafts, the only people who have been sure things have been Paige Beckers, Aaliyah Boston, and Caitlin Clark. And all 3 of them were number 1 picks. 30 player drafts. 30 times 3 guys. There are exactly 3 people who were for sure a sure thing. We might give you 3.5 if you want to count Rakia Jackson, but that's it. Everybody else is like, we trying to see what she gonna do. We think that there's a possibility that this could work, but it might not. It's all a swing. We're swinging. It's all a swing. You don't know what anybody's gonna do. So let's stop talking about the draft like it's we know how things are gonna play out. Especially when, to Jay's point, if these players don't get reps, or if they have to play behind a certain player, or their team is playing in a certain style of play that does not benefit them, they might look crazy. It might not work. And that doesn't necessarily speak to them being a bad player, but they are maybe not in the right place. We keep seeing this time and time again. We can go down a long list of players this happening to. And I'll just throw out Diana Miller right now. In 2023, she was like, y'all was trying to say that she would have been rookie of the year. We knew it wasn't going to happen, but y'all tried it for that month of July when she won rookie of the month. And now she got sent to Dallas because Cheryl Reeve decided she didn't want to play her no more. So
yeah, it was
let's
just
think
like
about fit. Let's think about
because
fit.
because you think about it, when Minnesota made that pick at number 2, they weren't going into that thinking Nafisa Collier is going to be an MVP candidate by this time next year. Now that she is, this team has title aspirations. We don't have time to wait on you anymore. Now we need somebody who can come in and contribute right away and play a role that's more specific. So they make the trade to bring in Dejanay Carrington, and they say, we understand the potential and the projection of a player like Diamond Miller. We no longer have room for her. If she wants
Right.
to grow and develop, she has to do that somewhere else.
And I think people, and maybe even Minnesota, underestimated how well the Courtney Williams, Nafisa Collier tandem would work, how well that 2024 Lynx team. I think a lot of people, we was calling them the land of misfit toys. I think a lot of people underestimated how good they could have been, or they were, um, and to make you change your path, which we're here now. So leave Diamond Miller alone, basically.
Yes, it's not her fault. It's not her fault. The draft is all about projection. We are all projecting. None of us know for real. Like, and this draft does not have a Paige Beckers in it. This draft does not have Caitlin Clark in it and Aaliyah Boston in it. Just, I just hope everybody gets to the spot where they need to be at. And I hope everybody has the best possible outcome for their career going forward, but we'll see.
Well, Jay, would you like to say the line?
I was trying to make sure. I was trying to make sure my heart and mind was clear.
Do I have some agendas to get off?
I was thinking.
Oh, who is one player that you want your team to have? Think very carefully about this.
Are we talking in what sense? Do we mean like? Are we talking draft? Are we talking a free agent? Are we talking a returning player?
It doesn't matter. It's like in 2026, I need this player to be on my team.
How whimsical am I allowed to be?
You can just say whatever you want. It's your team.
Nneka Ogwumike, come on down.
Oh my God, don't piss me off.
You say I can be as whimsical as I want.
You can pick Nneka. That's fine. That's cool. Who do I want? Dang, I don't know who I want.
I know who you want, but you can't say now.
Who do I want?
You can't say because she's been court.
Oh yes, Seattle, y'all are going to prison. Now I'm playing on y'all downfall. Cause like, why would y'all do that? Why would y'all do that to me? Oh. And like, out of all the people y'all could have court, y'all picked her. Like, girl, don't.
Who do I want? Who do I want other than me wanting Bree Jones to come back? Who do I want?
Dang. Sammy being greedy. I ain't say name 3 people. He talking about I want to draft Raven Johnson and keep Jackie. Greed.
Oh, no. Never mind. I was gonna say something crazy. I'm not gonna do that.
Say it.
Nah, let me think.
Be greedy.
I think who is.
Let the greed.
Because now I'm thinking about like.
I gotta look at free agency. I gotta see.
Bring me Azare. Let's get greedy.
I knew he was gonna say that.
Yeah, I actually do like that. I actually do.
My team needs to get better on the margins. Okay, so knock on yai. Hold on, no, because I need another big. Azare is a good answer. I fear. Who's a good 4? Monique Billings? Monique Billings. No, I don't know. That just came to me. I don't know if I really want her, but Amber, if you do see this, I'm not mad at it. We've seen that little connection in FIBA play. Let's work on that. Like, we can work on that. And her and Kelsey Mitchell play together. And Unrivaled, we can work on this.
There is a very small part of me that still would like Skylar in Atlanta. A very small part of me.
The greed is rubbing off in this group.
So my thing is
getting crazy.
The thing is, because it's just like point guard. Like, I feel like point guard is where we need an upgrade. Respectfully, if we keep Bree Jones, we have to keep Bree Jones. Matter of fact, I could just stick with that. I could just stick with re-sign Bree Jones, please. Do not let her walk, please. Figure it out.
I ain't gotta say Kelsey Mitchell because we already caught her. But if them other girls not being reasonable, bring me Kennedy Burke.
I do like Kennedy Burke. Sammy said Minnie needs to go after Skylar.
They do. I'm telling y'all, like Skylar and Nneka is a tag team.
Yeah.
It's on the way. It's on the way.
Yeah, I would not be surprised if they ended up with both, which is so nasty. It's so nasty. But I would not be surprised if they did that. And then they
Yes,
draft Lauren at 2.
Come on, put them.
Can y'all niggas stop? What the
You are
fuck?
so scared, bro. Stand up. Do you have the best player on the board or not? Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah. Hold on. I'm listening.
I done seen the best players in every league go to war with against some crazy shit and not come out the way they wanted. I just want the best opportunities for myself and for my team. Asia shouldn't have to put up the greatest stats ever to win every year. And do I love seeing it? Yes. Sometimes I want to win a championship and shit be simple.
He's scared.
Why and shit gotta be hard every year?
Bro, you'd already won 3 championships.
Like,
How much more do
If
you
I
need?
can get 3 more and we don't lose a playoff game, I'll take it.
And you're not losing playoff games. You're greedy.
I want it as easy as possible.
That's why I know it's gonna be worse for you because you're talking. This is too crazy.
I want all my competition.
You don't want no adversity.
Day of the game.
You don't want no adversity, and this is how it's gonna get harder for you. Jackie Young will be in Chicago.
I was just gonna say, I hope Jackie leaves.
I want all my favorite teams to have an easy, because I want an easy life myself. I faced enough adversity in my life.
Oh boy.
You had Asia crying like 2 years ago, like some days I don't want to be Asia Wilson. You know what? Maybe you do deserve an easy ring.
That lady can retire if she really feeling that bad about herself. She's got enough. She will go to the Hall of Fame at this point. It don't like she don't need to do nothing else. She can go home. No, I need you to know that. She can go home today.
She can't go home. She can't go home because she don't want to end up like Maya. You see, with Maya,
let her start her family.
No. Now that no. And I'm trying to keep things civil because Bam scored 83. So I'm really trying to. I said I would be nice after that. I'm trying to keep it simple. But with Maya, there are questions because she retired in her prime, which is entirely her fault.
Bro, you know there are no questions about Asia Wilson. You already know that.
But
Asia doesn't even have to breathe on another basketball, and she's going to the Hall of Fame.
No.
If Asia retired today, her Raptors would be in the jersey by the end of the season. She don't have to do nothing else, bro.
No, she doesn't have to do anything else. No, she doesn't have to do anything else to be in the Hall of Fame. She's been in the Hall of Fame for a long time. I need her to be the unquestionable GOAT. That's what I need. I need when they do that fake campaign that they did for Diana, I need her name to be above that because that shit was silly. I don't want no question about, Asia retired in her prime, so Stewie still had a better career than her, or Cheryl Soup still had a better career than her, or whatever. I need her to smoke everybody boots so niggas could say, damn. There wasn't nothing like that.
They ain't even putting Stewie in the 30-year GOAT commercial. I think it's over for her. I think it's over for her. You don't putting Asia as the GOAT, you probably a hater. So
yeah, she it's really just stacking up longevity stats now. Like
that's what I need. I need her to be the LeBron of this shit. Like every time you think I'm done, I need somebody to tweet this Asia shit can't last forever.
This fuckery won't go on for much longer.
This fuckery won't go on for much longer. And then we pulled it up 10 years from now, and Asia is scoring on somebody's kid. You know what I need? I need an Asia turnaround bucket over De'Erica Hamby daughter. That's what I need.
Oh, you're nasty. You're nasty.
How
You're a nasty individual.
That's what I need.
You are a nasty individual.
That's the only person I can think of with a daughter.
And this is
right
why
now.
you won't be rewarded. You won't be rewarded.
I need her to be like, damn, I was your mama teammate. And now I'm giving you 30.
How old do you think that little girl is?
Was that Adrian going to be 50 years old giving somebody a bucket?
Yes. Yeah. Bron need to show her his HGH plug. And let's keep it rocking.
This is crazy. Whew. Wow. We've reached new levels of greed on this podcast.
Horses don't stop. They keep going.
My heart and mind is clear.
The last thing that I want to say is Audie Crooks, please don't go to Oklahoma. That's it, sister. Please don't make me mad. Don't make me mad. Love you. Don't do it. Thank you.
Jamae, are you ready to combine
Our
agendas?
state.
I'm asking
okay.
you again. Are you ready to combine agendas?
You know what? I got you. We locked into him. I shouldn't have said that like that, but because I know you're gonna drag it. But you know what? I'm gonna let you have it.
My agenda will not let your agenda down. I can't wait for they post a graphic the first time in history that someone has had two teammates have had 30-10 games together. Hannah gonna have 30 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, and 9 steals, and Audie is gonna have 37, 11, 2 assists, and 2 blocks and a steal. And it will be the greatest duo performance we've ever seen.
Exactly. It was written.
Jay, you can join the agenda if you like. I know your agenda's kind of all over the place now.
I will be doing no such thing. I will actually be rooting for y'all's downfall. Respectfully.
Are you still committed to Demon Georgia?
No,
or is that a fun 1-year run?
See, you know how I said I was easy. We just finna have to see what the next go round.
Ohio State do?
Yeah, we want to see.
Okay.
We'll see. We'll see. they always find a way to reel me back in, but we're gonna see.
Hey, as long as Jelani don't get in the portal, you always got a little.
That's what I'm worried about. That's what I'm worried about because I don't know.
We are Pull Up 3, the easiest podcast on the market. You want us, you can have us.
We are not hard to please.
I can't condone this.
All 3 of us are easy.
Wrap it up. Because they putting things on my name. I didn't say this. I didn't say this.
You don't have to.
I gave up toxic relationships a long time ago.
Amen.
All 3 of us will let you spin the block.
We should all be following in Jermaine's footsteps. We should.
Exactly.
Jermaine following our footsteps. We all circle behind each other. we walk in the same path.
Just cut it off.
Well, are our hearts and minds clear now?
Yes, for sure.
Yes.
This is pull up easy. All right. I am Paragon Don.
Unfortunately, I am Janae.
And I'm Jay Trent.
And we are out.